Hey guys, so I'm in the process of getting ready to upload I think it was 3 or 4 parts. I'm not even going to edit myself. It's either 3 or 4 parts, but I filmed this video about what I'm using for power in my van. As we all know, I don't really have any sophisticated systems. I used to have a really cheap Chinese solar generator, which I had when I was in my car before I was able to get a minivan. And that thing is gone now. It was trash. It wasn't that the thing still couldn't charge, but the cables that came with it were really low quality and really hard to replace and ultimately not worth it. I would like to get a Jackery, but I can't really afford it. I'm poor, people. It's just a fact. It's okay. I make about enough money to maintain. I'm not really making a lot of extra money. I can pay my van note. I can pay my car insurance. I had an accident like a long time ago, not that long ago, but it was a whole thing. I was like, life happened. So like, I'm getting to the point where it's been almost enough years that it's not affecting my car insurance as much, but I have the van payment, I have my car insurance, I pay for my phone, I pay for an always connected laptop because I need it for work. And it was honestly the only thing that's worked and allowed me to be able to work as much as I need to. And those are just things I need to be able to continue to make money. Because some people might think like this, which is an always connected, instead of an always connected laptop tablet. It's called a Galaxy Book 2. It's built like a Surface. It's not as good, honestly, and definitely not worth the money independent of we needed something that's connected to the internet, so I'm not like stressing out and not having enough time to get to places with internet. Yes, I know there are libraries and coffee shops and all these things, but honestly, like by the time you find a place and go in and then try to get in and like sit down and find a plug and fight for a table, like it was also ultimately keeping me from being able to do work, whereas this is allowing me to do work when I need the internet. So, you know, there were choices that were made where this was more important in me being able to continue to make money than like buying a like fridge, which is something that ultimately I would like to get. But long story short, as we all know, or you may know if you've been watching my channel, I did join the Amazon affiliates program, and I always had the intention of kind of doing that. I like the affiliates program because basically, if you're already going to buy something from Amazon, you can just click through on my link, and then I get a little benefit from the fact that you were going to buy something anyway. You don't necessarily have to buy anything I'm talking about in this video. I'm just using that as a convenient way to create a click-through to Amazon. I have no intention of becoming a selling channel, but people are always asking me about the stuff I'm using in my van to get by. And because my situation is pretty unique in that I came from actual like homelessness into this, and I'm trying to build myself up slowly, I think it's cool to talk about something that's not a solar system, that's not a Jackery, and the fact that I'm surviving just fine with it. All of us want improvements in our life. All of us want upgrades. And for somebody surviving below the poverty line, I think I'm doing pretty good. Yes, there are things I want, but I don't even really feel like I need them. Like with what I have right now, I could survive. But there's a point where I'd like to get past survival, and mentally I think I'm at that place. But that's a whole diversion. The point is, yes, I'm going to be doing a couple of parts of this video that are product reviews of what I'm using for power in my van to keep my devices powered up. But I have no intention of becoming a consistent selling channel. And that was something important that I wanted to say to my audience. In the meantime, enjoy finding out, you know, what I do for power in the van so that all of my devices stay charged. And if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments. All right. Enjoy. Hey guys, so you know my primary power source in the van since I moved in it has been this thing. I believe it's called, I'd have to look it up again, I'll put it on the screen, the Keen Power something. So Dawn from the future went to look this up and The one I actually bought doesn't exist anymore, but there are several versions of it, basically just rebranded. And just so you know, this is very common with a lot of these solar generators. It doesn't mean they're bad. They're okay. Like for a camping trip, these things are great. For full-time living, and they're okay to get by, but you should always plan to get something better. As you know, I have been using this little solar generator since I was living in my car. And it's worked out just fine. Like, right now, it's fully charged. Like, if I hit the button, I guess on your screen it doesn't look fully charged, but it's fully charged. I've been driving around with this thing for, like, I don't know, 4 days. Because I was working at Berkeley Rep, and so I was inside constantly, and so it was really easy to keep things charged. So I decided just to let this get entirely full. Now, the biggest problem I'm finding with this thing and why I'm kind of meh about it, I mean, it still works. It still does exactly what it promised it would do. The reason why I'm not feeling it too much is because it takes so long to charge, and literally overnight I could kill this whole battery, and then it would take forever to charge back up again, which really isn't useful for me in the long term. So this little device right here is called the 100% MPU 951. It is just a battery bank. My car came with an inverter. It has an actual plug that is available when the car is running. This needs to plug into AC power. I believe it's called AC power. Standard house plug, that's AC power, right? If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. It's totally fine. But the point is, I needed this. I needed a house plug option. This thing will charge in a drive. Like, I could do a short 30-minute drive to work, and it'll be like fully charged. And since it's back here charging, I never know how long it actually takes. And in a short trip, I at least have half of a bank. This bank is like highly efficient, so much more efficient than this thing, which is banked as a solar generator. And the thing is, if I'm going to buy solar, I'm going to buy something way more expensive than that. I basically bought this to be the type of battery that can charge while I'm driving or be plugged up into a house, which this does just as efficiently for less of a cost. And so I decided I was just going to invest in 2 more battery banks. So the big problem with the 100% bank is it technically has 2 ports in it. It has this plug right here, and then it also has a USB plug. This USB plug has never worked, and I got this off eBay, so it made me less trustful of buying another one of these. What I did do is I went on Amazon and I found 2 RAV Power battery banks. And as you can see, this box is huge in comparison to this one. This one, I've always had this thing, and this is one of those cheapo battery banks, and yes, it's super gay. This is one of those cheapo battery banks that's pretty much good for, like, saving you in a pinch, but not really a great power source. And it does me fine. It's a nice little backup thing, but not great. So that's why I got this particular one. And the thing is, RAV Power's packaging is like so nice. I felt like I had to do an unboxing on this. So I just wanted to show you the quality of the RAV unboxing. And then after I use it for a while, I'm going to come back and do a second part of this video because and talk about its actual performance. But anyway, even the box is quality. Like, it looks great. Like, the RAV Power arrived in a really cheap looking package, and I don't know, it works great, no complaints. But yeah, except for the fact that the USB port doesn't seem to work. And they even include this which makes me think they're invested in their product. Like, happy smile, hello. And so, like, you have these, this packaging is just great. And so I'm really excited about using this. And this is the USB bank. It has weight, but it has significant weight. And this has, an in quick charge, and it also has a type C charge. And then it also has a quick charge output and it looks like iSmart 248 output. So this is like mostly for things that I can charge by USB. That's the purpose of this bank, is to be dedicated to USB products that need to charge in a pinch when the car is not running. This device can itself be charged via USB or by a power block. Now this is the lovely thing about the RAV products. They give you little bags. It's like amazing. And so like this, I'm going here. And I have such a hard time finding cables. So here you go. We have our micro USB. And then we have our type C here. So now let's look at the big guy. I said, this packaging is incredible. The larger RAV Power, which is my AC power source, comes in this package, which is zipped up. Like, it is a significant, really nice case. Like, I was kind of bulking at buying this. Like, I was like, it's a lot to invest in not solar and going away from solar or going away from a battery that's run off the alternator. But the more I thought about how efficient that 100% has been, the more I thought, I'm going to try something else. I'm going to go against the grain and see how this works out. And I think it's good that the intent of this isn't to run off of solar or charge off of solar, because the thing is, if my car is just exporting all this extra energy while I'm driving it, why can't I store some of that energy to be used later? And of course I can do that with a battery run off the alternator, but that means finding a lot of help, getting somebody to help me figure out how to even hook that up, or paying someone to do it. Whereas with this, I buy it, I plug it in, I drive, and I have battery banks that have power for me, and they don't take as long to charge as this thing. As I said, I'll actually come back and be doing a performance review of this once I've actually used it for a while, but the quality of this is like making me like so happy. And so let's open this one. We have, once again, we have our hello paperwork. It's just, yeah, it's impressing me, and they want to know, like, are you happy or are you sad? To just be using this for van life is like amazing. So this bank is, it's a significant enough weight, but it looks like a smart speaker. Like, it looks super freaking stylish. These 4 battery lights will light up to let me know how charged it is, which I should mention that the 100% does as well. It has a little button on the side, and it lets me know how charged it is, and that's how I know this thing has been charging like really good with me driving. And it's also been really efficient, but it only gives me 1 house plug, and I want it 2. So that's another reason why I invested in this. And there you go. There's our screaming house plug. This also has the ability to charge USB devices. There's a power button. There's an input plug. This, much like the 100%, and possibly because it's outputting enough power for an AC device, also needs to be charged via AC. But again, my car is built with that. Like, I have active AC plugs while I'm driving. So instead of like going through all the work of getting a battery, finding somebody to help me install it, and run it off the alternator right now, why not just use the AC outlets already available in my car, store up the energy while I'm driving, and then have it available to use via a bank. And like Chrome said, because Chrome has talked a lot about his jackery, which he admitted outright, right? Chrome from Vanlife, by the way. He would have bought on his own. Like he said, straight up, he never ever would have bought that device on his own. But now that he has it, he loves it, and he loves the portability of it. He loves that he has something he can pick up and take out of the van with him. And so that's the good thing about these banks right now, is that they can be picked up and taken out of the van and used. And they also can be charged in the van, because the van is built with the ability to have a plug. Now, the way that it's designed is obviously, somebody in the back who's not the driver could be using these plugs while the car is running. But I need the power while the car's not running. So in using it in a way that it wasn't designed for, how can I use what is designed? And I feel like these battery banks are the way to go for me right now. In the long term, would I love to have a house battery? Yes. But I would love to have a house battery when I'm closer to being able to build the van out and build a place for it to go. Right now, I don't know where I would put it that would be its life. And so having this and the 100% and the USB charging one should serve me well. But like I said, I'm blown away right now by RAV's packaging, and I hope the performance just matches the packaging, because it's so nice. This is the plug to plug it into a wall. Well, this is the actual, and it's heavy duty. I mean, it's a lot, and like most people in a van or a car may not find this as useful as me, but because my car has AC outlets, this is fine for me. Like, it's built into the car that I could plug these in and let them charge while I'm driving. And I even think, even if you got an inverter, like the 12 volt to AC inverter, like something like this is great. And this charges by USB, which every single car in the world can do at this point. So for me, I think these RAV Power banks are going to just upgrade my life so much. And hopefully, in a second for you, but in a week or so for me, I'll be able to come back and report on the performance. And if the performance matches the packaging, I'm blown away, and RAV has me as a customer who will praise them to the skies.